Your presence has been detected and recorded. Thank you.
Okay, so in the upcoming episodes, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about guerrilla marketing. That's guerrilla like the war, not the monkey. I don't know if they're monkeys, I don't know. I'm going to be showing you how to do things like make signs out of stencils. I'm going to show you how to make the stencils. We're going to be talking about sign spinners and how effective those can be. If you get a sign spinner out on the street, that's one of those guys who sits there and throws the sign and does all those kind of moves. You can get 10, 20 calls in a single morning. If you can't turn at least 2 or 3 of those calls into a customer, your prices are too high or you got a bad reputation, something's going on there, because you should be able to turn 10 or 20 calls into at least 1 or 2, 3 customers every day with a sign spinner out there. I'm going to teach you how to use somebody else's fax machine as an advantage to you. If they have a fax machine, you're going to send them a fax. We're going to talk about cold calling businesses, just checking in, see if they're happy with their service, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to get really in depth into the cleaning aspect. This is obviously a cleaning business. We haven't even talked about cleaning much yet. That's the hardest part. It's a cleaning business and you got to be the best at it or you won't have customers. You can get all the customers in the world, but if you're not good at this, they're going to leave. They're going to go with someone else. And there's a lot of people out there doing it. There's plenty of room for everyone. But if you suck at this, everyone's going to know you suck at this. Especially, you know, communities are small. You may live in a big city. I live in a town of 1 million people, but 1.6 million. So I still know a lot of my neighbors. I bump into people all the time. You got to be good at what you do. I'm going to talk to you about what you have to do at every clean, as opposed to what are add-ons or extras. Things like fridges, windows, baseboards, ovens. Those are all extras. Those are more money for you. Every single thing that you do adds up. You do not work by the hour anymore. You own your own company, so you get paid for what your company does. And if your company's cleaning an oven, your company's getting paid for cleaning an oven. If it takes you 20 minutes or it takes you 2 hours, you're getting the same. So, well, you better do it quick. There's a lot of tricks to padding your cleans. You have things like negative air cleans. If somebody has real bad allergies, they can't handle the dust going on from all your cleaning, so they have to pay you more to not have dust. That's another $50 an hour to have a negative air machine. I'm going to teach you how to build a negative air machine. I'm going to teach you how to market a negative air machine. I'm going to teach you all about all this stuff. I'm going to open up the keys to the kingdom here, and you're going to find out how a lot of hard work can make a lot of money. You know, when I first started off doing this, I used to say things like, I wish there was a way I could just try harder and make more money. I would go to work with bosses who didn't care about me. Here's the thing. Basically, everyone who works at a big company or something like that, if you're not the owner, they don't care about you. Why would they? You're just a cog in their wheel. He's too busy pleasing his boss, and his boss is pleasing his boss, and you're talking down to somebody else, and everybody's in some sort of weird power struggle. Get out of it. Work for yourself. Start your own company. It's the only way to do it. This is America. That's how things are done here. It's punk rock and starting your own business. I know that if you're at work and you work for someone else, you are not happy. You're not, and okay, if you're making a ton of money and you get to boss a lot of people around, then you're probably doing okay. But you're not that happy. You're not happy over there, and I know it. I'm going to teach you how to get out ahead of a lot of the problems that you're going to run into. Things like customers expecting you to be there a certain amount of time. When they call you, they'll say, how long is it going to take to do this clean? 2 hours. Generally, that's about right. Anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours, depending on how big the house is, but 2 hours is generally about the minimum. But if you get there and you're about it and you get through in an hour and a half, you don't owe them a half hour of labor, and a lot of people think you do. They'll say things like, well, you're done kind of early. Can you hose down my pool area and wash down my deck chairs? That's actually something somebody asked me to do. Or they'll ask you, if you're done this early, can I have you guys wash my car? Can you do some windows? Can you do, stuff like that? No, that stuff's extra. We don't wash cars. That's the other thing. Don't get involved in side projects with people. They're constantly asking. They think you're just cheap labor. That's not how it is. We're really not even that cheap if you think about it. You're getting about $30, $35 an hour. But they'll say stuff like, hey, do you do painting? Do you do any of this kind of, landscaping, fix sprinklers, I don't know, hang pictures, whatever it is, don't get involved. You're going to get in trouble, and here's why. Let's say you go to a house. This is how you butter your bread, is cleaning, okay? These customers are every 2 weeks, every week, every month, whatever their schedule is set up, they're part of your base, which is super important in this. You need that base. You start chipping off your base with things like doing a side project for someone and paint spills on the floor, or you're washing their boat and scratch it, now there's a problem, you gotta, whatever, there's a mix up. So you just lost a customer. Now let's say they were friends with another one of your customers, you lost 2 customers, and it's not worth it. It's just bad business. You don't get involved with other things. You're in this to be a pro at one thing, be the best at one thing. Don't get involved in all the side stuff. It's called killing the golden goose. And that's basically the same thing with stealing. Don't steal from people. For real, don't ever steal from people. You may get away with it a few times, but you're gonna get caught. People know what's in their house. And here's the thing. Everybody's watching you. Everybody has a camera. I have cameras all over the inside of my house and the outside of my house. And I don't have cleaners. I just have bad kids. So don't steal. I used to laugh about the security here because I'm pretty much the kind of person you want to keep out of your house. But everyone gives me their alarm codes, keys to their house. I know when they're going to be around. And that's another thing. We'll talk about this in another episode, how to keep everyone's stuff organized, secure, and you got to have a code for how you label everything, because if somebody ever got their hands on it, they can't just have addresses and names and things like that on keys. We're going to talk about getting legal, filling out all the forms, how to fill them out, where to get them, all that sort of stuff. Sometimes the paperwork can be intimidating. You got to get through it. That's how it is. We're going to go step by step through every one of the papers you need to do. We're going to do it in order so that you can get all through this legal. When you do your taxes, Uncle Sam's going to be happy. That's another big thing. Don't fool with Uncle Sam. They'll come after you. They do not play, and they take things real serious. Don't do it. They'll come and look at you. We're going to talk about getting organized. We're going to talk about scheduling. We're going to talk about making sure that you're running a circle in your cleaning routes, daily and weekly. This area gets done this day. This day when we are actually out cleaning, we're running a circle. You don't go from this clean to this clean to this clean. You go in a circle. That way you want to cut down the time in between. And that's another thing. Your time in between cleans, that's lunchtime, so you better be eating. Don't ever smoke in front of a customer's house, and don't say bad words in a customer's house. They're listening, they're watching, obviously. Okay, so part of your homework was to make a sign. I'm assuming you've already gotten your poster board, and I'm going to show you how to make a street sign out of this. Now, a friend of mine with a different company was very nice and donated this sign to me. In any case, I take my good friend's sign, which he also was nice enough to leave one of these things on. And I wrap my sign around it. Now my sign is rigid and ready to be out on the side of the road. So I tuck it down. I give it a couple of staples here on top to hold it, and then I go down like this so that I don't get any weird waves in it. Normally I'm at a weird angle. I close it up down here at the bottom from the middle out. Bang, 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 bang. And you're ready to go out and advertise straight up. It's that easy. Take a marker, write on the sign. Take it, stick it up at a busy intersection, and wait for somebody to call you. And when they call, be ready to talk business. Ask them how big their house is, when they want the clean done. Have they had cleaners before? These are things you're going to want to know. So we're going to do reviews on things like vacuums, cleaning products, paper products, all the stuff that you're going to need. everything from rags to chemicals, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to get all into it and tell you which is the best and which stuff it doesn't really work. I mean, you can do a better job with vinegar and some newspaper than most companies do. I go into a lot of houses and see what they've done, and it's bad. Green cleaning is a real important thing you got to get your head around. A lot of people now, they call and they've got issues as far as they don't want to hurt the environment, or they got allergies, I don't know, they got whatever issue. They don't want you cleaning with harsh chemicals or things that smell. You gotta start looking into green products. I'll get into that. I know exactly what you need. Okay, now here's kind of an important one. I'm gonna do probably a couple episodes on this one because there's a lot of information here. This is a dog eat dog kind of business. There's a lot of people trying to start cleaning companies. You got to outwork them, you got to outthink them, and you got to just outdo everything you're doing. So the competitors are going to come out for you. They're going to do stuff like they steal the wording that you put on your signs. They steal how you do your signs. You won't even see a lot of cleaning signs probably up around your house or where you're doing this. But as soon as you put yours up, you're going to start seeing a whole bunch of other people following suit, and they're all going to steal how you do it and all that kind of stuff. So it gets annoying, and you got to deal with it. They steal how you put things on your website. They steal. Other companies get jealous. They steal everything that you do. They even answer the phone like you. Well, that's what happened to me. Everyone started stealing how I was doing things. I'm going to teach you how to not only retaliate to companies who are calling you and harassing you, I'm going to tell you how to take them out straight up. I'm going to tell you how, depending on what they do to you, I can either help you waste their time or put them out of business. I know how to do this kind of stuff. People used to call me, bother me. I had a guy call me and told me if I kept putting my signs up where he put his up, even though mine were there first because I've been doing this, he was going to call my girls out and break one of their arms. He's no longer in business, and we didn't break any rules doing it. So that's how you do it. You gotta play by the rules, but you gotta be serious. This is dog eat dog. You know, everyone else knows it, and they're more concerned with feeding their kids than they are with yours. So you gotta be more concerned with yours than they are with theirs. That's just all there is to it. You gotta be ballsier, and you gotta outthink them. You gotta outmaneuver everyone. There's a lot of people doing this, and you gotta get into your slot and move forward. We'll also talk about a lot of other things, like what to do if you break something at someone's house, what to do if one of your workers or somebody at the house gets hurt, what to do if the people who live there are trying to leave their kid with you. If people do that, they say, hey, we're going to run out. Will you mind watching the baby? Yeah, I do. I'm not a babysitter. Do I look qualified to watch your kid? I'm barely qualified to clean your house. What are you doing leaving your kid? But they do it. When I'm working, I have earphones in. People will come over to you with their kids and be like, he wants to say something to you. What? No, lady, I'm here. I'm cleaning. I'm not here to entertain your kid. I'm not your entertainment. I'm a person too. I'm here. I'm working. You're going to learn all that. But for now, get your sign up, go get some business, and I'll see you guys soon. Like and subscribe.